scooping and reaching. One of the most common ways that we tend to lose mobility in our shoulders is by having a shrugged shoulder position, an upper chest that is nice and squeezed down and tight like this, and an overactivity of our traps. I want you to think about your shoulder blades as having 4 quadrants of movement. We need to be able to elevate them, depress them, protract them, and retract them. And a lot of times when we end up in this very shrugged and stuck position from typing on a computer all day, sitting at a desk, looking at our phone, looking down while we're walking, all this, driving in a car forever, all those things can contribute to that postural position. Remember, it's not a bad thing. It's just if you get stuck there, you're going to have limitations getting out of it and doing other things that require more ranges of motion. So if we think about those 4 quadrants of the shoulder blades and everything in between, it's really dependent on the relationship of the rib cage, number 1. So we have to focus on that stack and that expansion that we've already worked on in all the breathing drills in this workshop. What we want to do from here, though, is we want to make sure that we connect that scap to that more mobile rib cage now so that we can build that scapular rib cage relationship so that it has access and balanced muscle activation for all 4 patterns of that elevation, depression, protraction, and retraction. What usually happens is we get a lot of that elevation, and it can either be a lot of tension in the upper pecs or the rhomboids. If we end up in this military posture right here, we pull the shoulder blades back thinking that this is better posture when it might not be. It might actually keep us even more stuck. So we're trying to do really one thing, and that's create a more relaxed depression and protraction of the shoulder blades. So here's where the concept of reaching comes in, and it will directly connect to and support your stacking because it helps shift the rib cage back. That lines you up more in that parallel position. And the serratus and the intercostals right here that are going to work when you're reaching, those connect directly to your obliques, which help you get more out of the motions that you're doing when you're training, especially upper body. Lower body, it helps as well. But for upper body, you're activating pecs more frequently. You're getting more out of your lats. You get better balanced shoulder growth, all of the above. So how do we find that reach position? The reach is a relaxed shoulder blade that's slightly depressed and protracted. We're not necessarily looking for the lats to activate, but we are looking for a relaxed shoulder position, an unshrugged position like this, and a slight reach forward. If you want to find a really good reach, we want to pair it with a good exhale. The muscle we're using to do the reaching is the serratus. The serratus anterior is connected to the rib cage on one side, and on the back side is connected on the shoulder blade. So if I exhale and I reach forward slowly, what happens is the serratus contracts. It gets shorter, which means it pulls the shoulder blade into a protracted position, but it also pulls the rib cage back and gets my center of gravity back in space, which helps me stack better and opens up mobility in the shoulders, the ribs, the hips, everything. So once you've stood and found your ground contacts, if you get your unshrugged and reach position with the exhale, we want to think about the shoulder blade position being kind of like a scoop. And so one way you can practice like finding the serratus is by scooping when you're reaching and setting yourself up in a variety of ways to do that. So you can just do it standing like this. I love to teach the reach by starting in a relaxed position with your arms slightly in front of the body. Long, slow exhale, reach your fingertips away from you and try to, without moving your body, if anything, your rib cage sinks back on your heels. You're trying to get your shoulders to feel as long and as open as possible and really getting that long reach without losing height in your spine. Because if I crunch down, remember that's rule number 5 in the squat and the stacking, we don't want to lose the height in the spine. So if I stay tall, I'm going to be able to stay out of my traps. Long reach, bring the arms forward. If you can still feel a little bit of serratus, you're good to go. You might need to train in a little bit wider position with oblique exercises if you have a hard time still maintaining that posture in that position in this straightforward position. Okay, so scooping is just like this. Unshrug the shoulder, and then think about dropping the shoulder blade in the elbow and reaching up and under. So you want to think about the shoulder blade upwardly rotating, going down and coming this direction. Because remember, the serratus is contracting. It's pulling the shoulder blade in and under, and you get that nice reach right there. The serratus connects with an exhale. There's my obliques. So if I'm doing a lat pull down, it's all lats. If I'm doing a row, it's all lats. If I'm doing chest presses, it's all pecs, and I'm not getting that overactivity of the traps. I'm not feeling it in the shoulders, and I'm able to keep that open, stacked position with more mobility, better muscle activation, and better PRs and better strength. That's what we're after. So that's how it's done, guys.
Very nice. I like.